So I'd like to introduce you to Paul Adkins from Neighbourhood Watch. If you could talk up, Paul, and we'll see if everyone can hear you.
Hi, yeah, I've just unmuted myself. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I think that's very good. Yeah, that's okay.
Oh, good. That's a relief.
I've asked Paul to introduce himself and to give us a 5-minute talk about Neighbourhood Watch and how it should actually, how it can sort of basically key into these types of meetings with the Neighbourhood Action Group. So Paul, over to you.
Great, right. Thanks, Phil, and thanks for inviting me along tonight. Sorry I couldn't be there in person. I was hoping to come along, but then with the recent events and everything, I've been so busy with various things and trying to watch the funeral processions, etc. I've run out of time. But about Neighbourhood Watch then, so really people know something about what Neighbourhood Watch is. We're a very well-known brand name, but they think we're more or less mostly about burglary prevention, which we are still, of course. But as well as that, we give advice on other types of crimes, preventing them and reporting them, such as fraud, cyber fraud, and even things like street crime, violent crime on the streets, and VAW, violence against women and girls. So hopefully we're spreading our wings to sort of catch up as crime evolves and there's more and more criminals. We do what we can to help out. One example there, for example, is very recently we've launched an active bystander campaign. So as well as protecting people in their houses, we're advising people on how to intervene safely if there's an incident on the street, like somebody's being harassed or a hate crime, racism, whatever, or just senseless violence. It's called Are You OK? Being an active bystander, and that's on our website for those who are interested. So really, as well as giving crime prevention advice, we encourage people to report crime and do it in a timely way and over the best channel for that, and also encourage people so they're not too nervous to report things or stuff like that. And as well as all of that, we're also trying to build better communities, which I guess is very much, I think all of these things are probably very much the same as what Earley and Ag are doing as well. So it would make sense that we talk to each other and support each other wherever we can. So I don't know, is that enough of an introduction to what Neighbourhood Watch are about?
Yeah, no, that sounds good. Any questions, anybody? Neighbourhood Watch.
Here I am. I wear many hats. I'm volunteer, database administrator, street coordinator, but I'm also the area representative for Bracknell and Wokingham, and I'm also the chair of Thames Valley. So I cover Berkshire, Buckinghamshire, and Oxfordshire. So if anybody would like to join us and do some volunteering, I'd be very grateful for some more help. Yeah. We have volunteers, but of course we could, like every volunteer organisation, we could always do with more. So
does that answer your question? No.
I'm not police. No, we work closely with the police, but we are not the police, which in a way gives us a lot of strength. Because so in some communities where maybe people who have moved in from other countries, or some communities where they don't trust the police, often for very good reason, we are independent, so we're not the police. So hopefully we can build bridges with these communities and then connect them up with the police as well. But we are independent. I work very closely with the police as much as I can. We have regular meetings, but we support the police and follow their advice and pass it on, but we are independent and we're volunteers. So hopefully that gives us a lot of trust in the community in some areas, including areas where they may not trust the police.
Understood.
Yes, it's all done online. So you would sign up as a member online, and then one person in a group of people in the street would volunteer to be the coordinator. And then they set up something we call a scheme, but basically it's a group. The word scheme goes back like 40 years since the birth of Neighbourhood Watch. It's basically a group of people in the street. And as long as you have at least two, we set the threshold very low. That's a group. And then you qualify for the lamppost signs.
Yeah. If you see the lamppost sign in the street near you, how do you just want you to join up and then you get asked to join that group?
Well, you'll find it when you go to the website, you join up with your email address details, etc. And then you'll see a map. You can click on find a scheme near me. So you can either join an existing scheme or start your own one.
Right.
The scheme size, it tends to be small because really the backbone of the Neighbourhood Watch is local, community led. So because the people in each street know what their issues are and what they want to do about it. So it tends to be one street or a small number of streets. I started off with my street as a coordinator because we're much like the fire brigade and the police. Nobody can start at the top. You have to start at the bottom, sort of work your way up. And really the so-called senior positions like mine are really there to support the individual schemes, the people on the street. So you have the choice then of joining a scheme near you. It doesn't have to be in your street as long as the coordinator is happy to accept you, or you'd start your own scheme. Either way, if the scheme expands to include your street, or if you start one for your street, we can supply lamppost signs, and any member can get the stickers for the windows as well. And of course, free advice, and you can look on our website. For the coordinator, we have a resource hub as well called the Knowledge Hub, which is like lots of more information about crime prevention of all the types of crimes, like ASB, county line gangs, etc., everything like that. So we do have quite a lot of resources. Did that answer the question?
Yeah, it did. It's very comprehensive. It's interesting. It sounds very similar to the Speed Watch setup, the fact that it operates in community groups, you know? Yeah, that's good. Very much. I appreciate that. Any other questions?